Ethan Ward never won anything. Not raffles, not lotteries, not even those scratch-and-win cards at gas stations. So when his phone buzzed one lazy evening and showed the message, "Congratulations! You've won $1 in the Intergalactic Home Companion Program." He laughed, tossed the phone onto the couch, and went back to microwaving noodles. It had to be spam. A joke. Maybe some new scam that couldn't even bother pretending the prize was big. $1. But when the doorbell rang the next morning, his life changed forever. Beginning. Outside stood a delivery drone the size of a van, humming softly in his driveway. Its surface shimmered with unfamiliar symbols, glowing blue against the morning light. "Ethan Ward?" it asked in a smooth, genderless voice. He blinked. Yeah. Delivery for winner ID number 7843 Zeta. Signature required. He frowned. Look, if this is some prank. Before he could finish, the drone's panels unfolded like origami. A bright beam of white light formed between them, followed by the sound of hissing steam. Then someone stepped out. She wasn't human, not exactly. Her skin had a faint metallic sheen, almost silver in certain angles. Two small, luminous markings glowed beneath her eyes, and her hair shimmered like woven copper. She was wearing what looked like a uniform, simple black and silver, form-fitting, and marked with the same alien script. She looked at him, bowed slightly, and said in perfect English, "Greetings, Master Ethan Ward. I am assigned to your service under the companion contract of the Galactic Housekeeping Initiative." Ethan's mouth went dry. "You're what now?" "I am your maid." He laughed nervously. "This has to be a dream." She tilted her head. "Negative. Would you prefer a diagnostic scan to confirm consciousness?" The drone beeped, confirming delivery. Then it closed its panels and launched into the sky, leaving a swirl of dust in its wake. Ethan stood there, barefoot, holding a takeout coffee, staring at the alien woman now standing in his driveway. He managed. "Do you want coffee?" She smiled faintly. "If you command it, master." "Okay, first rule," he said, rubbing his forehead. "No calling me master. That's creepy." "As you wish," she said, eyes glimmering. "What designation shall I use instead?" "Ethan's fine." She nodded. "Then I shall serve, Ethan." Middle. By the second day, Ethan realized she wasn't joking. Her name was Lyra, 9, apparently the 9th in a line of domestic companions designed for multi-environmental maintenance and emotional stabilization. In short, she could cook, clean, repair machinery, manage finances, and though she never said it directly, was capable of personal companionship. He didn't touch that part. She cleaned his entire apartment in under 2 hours, reorganized his chaotic files, fixed his broken air conditioner, and somehow made spaghetti that tasted like it came from an upscale Italian restaurant. Ethan sat at the table, fork halfway to his mouth. "You're incredible." She looked at him, expression unreadable. "You seem surprised that competence exists beyond your species." He chuckled. "We usually don't get it delivered." But as the days passed, things got stranger. For one, she didn't eat or sleep like humans did. Instead, she would sit silently by the window at night, eyes glowing faintly as if recharging. Second, she wasn't just here for housekeeping. She started asking questions about Earth, about its history, its wars, its loneliness. "You people isolate yourselves," she said one night, staring at the city skyline. "So many together, yet so few connected." Ethan shrugged. "That's humanity for you. We're good at pretending we're fine. Then perhaps that is why they chose you." He frowned. "Who's they?" She turned, her expression softening. "The program." At first, Ethan assumed she meant some alien company, but over time, he began to suspect otherwise. Her technology was centuries beyond anything Earth possessed. She could access satellites, override local systems, even patch into his phone to screen spam calls. It wasn't a company. It was something much larger. One evening, as they sat on the balcony, Lyra suddenly stiffened. The lights in her eyes dimmed. "Ethan," she said quietly, "they've found me." "Who?" "The collectors. I was not supposed to bond." He stood. "Bond? With who?" "You," she said simply. "The program is a front. We are not prizes. We are prototypes, designed to observe and report on sentient compatibility." He felt the blood drain from his face. So this was all. "At first," she interrupted, "but something changed." The air around them shimmered. A bright ripple tore across the sky, a triangular craft descending, silent and smooth. Lyra turned to him, her expression softer than he'd ever seen. "They will retrieve me. You must stay back." "No," he said. "I'm not letting them take you." Her eyes brightened, faintly trembling. "Ethan, I am property in their eyes. They will not hesitate to destroy you. Then they'll have to go through me." It was insane, reckless, hopeless, but he meant it. The craft landed in his backyard, displacing dust and leaves. 3 figures emerged, tall, silver-armored beings with weapons that hummed like storms. "Return the unit, human," one commanded. Unauthorized emotional imprint detected. Ethan stepped in front of Lyra. "You'll have to explain that to my lawyer. Noncompliance will result in termination." He stood his ground, heart pounding, knowing full well it was suicide. Then Lyra moved, faster than sight. Her body flickered with light as her systems activated. She raised a shimmering barrier around them, energy crackling like a miniature sun. "Run," she whispered. "Not without you." Her lips parted, trembling between human and something more. "You were never supposed to care, but you did." The soldiers opened fire. Energy bolts struck the barrier, shaking the air. Lyra's light flared, her form breaking apart, disintegrating into glowing particles. "Lyra." She turned, smiling faintly as her body began to dissolve. "You won something more than $1, Ethan. You won me." The blast consumed the yard. When the light faded, the ship was gone, and so was she. Ending. Weeks passed. The news called it a meteorological anomaly. No one believed Ethan's story, not even when his yard was scorched in a perfect circle. He went back to work, back to bills and cheap coffee, but nothing felt the same. Every hum of an appliance, every flicker of light reminded him of her. Then one night his phone buzzed. A message appeared, written in the same glowing blue symbols from that first day. Beneath them, a translation scrolled in English. "Bond preserved. Awaiting new coordinates." His hands trembled. "Lyra?" No response, only static. But somewhere in that silence, he swore he heard her voice whispering through the noise. "You're my home now, Ethan." He stared out the window at the stars, a sky he once thought was empty, now alive with possibility. He had started as a man who never won anything. But against every rule of the universe, he'd won something that no prize could measure: connection. And somewhere out there, beyond the stars, an alien maid named Lyra. 9 carried a fragment of humanity and a heart that had learned how to love.